What's up, y'all? I'm Tay Marie. Welcome to The Collective. This is a platform where we celebrate up-and-coming black and brown people owned businesses. And today, I'm here with my guy, owner of Tay's Honey. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
How y'all doing? My name is Monte Taylor. I'm the owner of Tay's Honey, as well as 40 Villages LLC, where we support black and brown businesses and try to create a market space to build more black and brown businesses and the strength of that in our communities.
Yes, sir. So, well, you already said it. Tay's Honey and 40 Villages.
Yes.
Go ahead and elaborate on both of those. I know those are two separate entities, right?
Right. So actually, Tay's Honey came first.
Okay.
It started off when I was first being an entrepreneur around the age of 8. My brother and I had a lawn care company that he still runs right now called Lil Kelvin's Lawn Service. And around that time, I kind of got intrigued in honeybees. You know, we would see hives and we would see the honey dripping from them. And I realized at a young age, that's the same honey that people are buying in the stores.
Right.
You know, I was like, people pay high dollar for this thing that is natural.
Yeah.
Why?
Right.
And when I began to do research on it and realized how much bees do for the ecosystem as well as our personal health, and then how important they are right now because they're really becoming extinct by the year, I just tapped in. I didn't think about starting it as a business at first. It was more like a hobby. And then I realized that people actually paid for honey. And I said, okay, this might be something that I could do, you know, to almost make a living off of.
So at what age, because you got interested in it when you were younger,
right?
Like 8.
Right.
What age did you
really
decide,
start
hey,
the
I want
business?
to, yeah.
I started it when I was 11.
11.
Yeah.
That's tough.
And I actually was not able to produce honey until this year. It was a hard process, you know, learning how to beekeep and how to successfully cultivate bees and cultivate honey is a process that takes years of practice.
Okay.
So yeah. And I will also say that, you know, there's not a lot of blacks in the beekeeping industry, which is hard because we don't have any mentors that really are willing to give us the tools of the trade, I guess you could say. Right. So, you know, you really have to learn on your own and do as much research as you can, which is why it took me so long to even get where I'm at now.
So how long did it take you for that, like I guess you could say the harvest of the honey? How long was that process?
How long is an actual harvest of honey?
Yeah.
Honestly, it depends on the speed of the bees.
Okay.
You can have a hive. I'll turn that down. But you could have a hive that is moving maybe because so you stack them by boxes, right? And so you can have a hive that will fill up a whole box of honey in about like a month. And then you can have a hive that would never fill the box up at all.
How much would that box produce ounce-wise? Because I'm thinking like for people
we're looking at about, what were we saying?
I'm thinking like people who are in the store.
Right.
Typical, 8 ounces?
Yeah, exactly.
Like that.
Yeah.
How many jars of that would you get?
I'm about to blow your mind. That one box right there will probably only give me 32 ounces.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
If I'm being generous with the bees.
Right.
Because you don't want to take all of their honey.
Got you. Okay.
A lot of people kill the bees by taking their honey because that's also their food source.
Right.
So what I'm actually working on doing is I'm creating a network of other black beekeepers who don't have a great source of customers. And pretty much what we do is work together under the name of Tay's Honey to keep people with local honey and black owned honey. So when my hives dried out like they are now, I go to other local beekeepers. Yes.
Yeah, that's tough. I like that. What
got bees around us right now.
What other are there other products that you guys?
So we do raw honey, like regular honey straight out of the hive. Right. And then we also have CBD infused honey. Okay. So you know, with the new laws that have been rolling out that allow people to pretty much tap into the CBD industry, it has made it legal for us to make CBD infused honey, which also was what took my business off during Corona, because people were calling me saying, hey man, you know, I caught Corona and they don't have a cure for it. Does the stuff you have, can it help? Right. And actually it does, because honey is a natural source of hydrogen peroxide. Okay. And so, you know, you put that in your nose and you put that in your mouth, and it's cleaning the cuts that are in your throat cleaning the sores and stuff that's in your sinus area and things like that.
Right.
And then CBD acts as a numbing agent to numb the symptoms that you may be feeling. Okay. So that sounds like what? Cough syrup, right? You take cough syrup, you have stuff in it that kind of like helps clean it out. And at the same time, it also numbs the symptoms. So basically, you know, people were taking cough syrup, but it wasn't working. And they would take my CBD honey, and the next morning they would call me, and yeah, he's all over the place. They would take my CBD honey, and the next morning they'll call me and sound completely different. Yeah, so, you know, we also have began to also tap into just more CBD products in general. Just get into the holistic healing aspect of things. So we make CBD infused dog treats. We do actually all types of CBD infused treats in general. Right. So now I have a diaspora of people who take it for different things, from anxiety to their sexual health, to their kids may have epilepsy or sickle cell, and they need those kind of things as well. So it's all over the place.
Got you. So as far as like your personal experience, right, with CBD, do you personally use it?
Yeah.
What have you seen as far as like the benefits of it?
So I have chronic migraines.
Okay.
And when I first started using CBD, before I would have migraines at the very least twice a week. And now I was just talking to my friend yesterday, because usually I would at least get a migraine if I'm hungry or something like that. Yet now, like yesterday, I went all day without eating until like later on in the evening, and I was fine. Yeah, you know, the cannabinoids we have out. So CBD has cannabinoids in it. CBD and THC. The plant of hemp in general has cannabinoids in it. And the only other thing that you can find cannabinoids is in your brain, because you have an endocannabinoid system. So taking in cannabinoids is pretty much like drinking water, because you have a water system as well. You have an H2O system. So you also have a cannabinoid system that needs cannabinoids to help function. It helps your body say, okay, you know, it pretty much helps with the communication between your brain and the body. So if your body is feeling something, your brain understands what's going on, and the cannabinoids helps it send the chemicals down that needs to be sent to help your body. So if you need to relax, your cannabinoids help you relax. If you need to, say if you are getting sick, your cannabinoids help your body say, hey, let's rest a little bit. You know, let's take our time and get this thing back together. And it actually works that way.
It's like a replenish.
Yeah, it's really literally replenishing. Yep.
I didn't know that. That's tough.
Yep. And we use cannabinoids a lot in our body, and we don't replenish it at all. So it's like using water and you don't replenish it.
Now you dehydrate it.
Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
That's crazy. I feel like the mind and the body, that shit is just fascinating to me. Anyway.
Yeah.
As far as like, we can just in general with everything. So Taste Honey, 40 Villages. What do you think so far has been like your toughest obstacle with running a business?
Ooh. You know, seeing it through.
Yeah.
I would say that, you know, when I started the idea of 40 Villages and Taste Honey, but really 40 Villages, there was so much energy against me doing that, because it's nothing that people have heard of before. It's nothing that people have seen before. That I had to push myself. I had to tell myself, and I still have to tell myself every day, like, yo, you know what plan you have. You see it. So you have to continue to keep standing and stepping into it. And with that being said, though, that kind of makes me stand alone. I have a CFO. His name is Ashton Robinson. We're best friends. Met in college, and now we're fraternity brothers. And he's really the only other person that I trust right now with my business, because he sees the vision. And from there, I've just had to learn that, you know, with our 4 feet, we have to stand solid in what we see and push forward. So, you know, there's a lot of battles with understanding how to run a business and things like that, especially for black folks who don't have other black people in our corner who haven't run businesses. Yet I have family members who have ran businesses. My family are a family of business owners. So it's kind of in my blood already. It's more so just standing on something that's new. And really sticking to being committed to the process, you know. because it's not pretty right now.
Yeah.
I'm not making the money that I want to make right now. Yet I know where this could go.
Right.
So staying committed.
That's the thing, like with anything in life, like when you like you said, nobody else is going to be able to understand when you first start what you're trying to do if it's something new. Like they don't see the vision. Like we already see it in our mind. So at this point, it's just like you just got to keep working till you get there.
Exactly.
It's already yours. You just gotta get there.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I was telling people last year, I said, you know, by the end of 2020, I'll have my store open. And they're like, where you gonna open it at? I'm like, I don't know yet.
Right.
Now I'm actually opening the store in the next week.
Yep.
So I would just say, you know, God is good.
Yep.
And you just have to you gotta stay committed. You know what I'm saying? You can't listen to what people have going on around you or what they're saying, because they're going off of their perspective of their life.
Right.
And you only know your perspective of your life.
Yep.
So from there, you know, I just really just been trying to stay focused on the task at hand.
So at this moment, are there any like laws in the state, because we're in Virginia, are there any laws in the state that you feel like are holding you back from the vision and the success that you're trying to reach?
Definitely. Right now, the way that the laws surrounding the plant of hemp, the way that the laws are working around that is still kind of holding us back big time, because with only being able to use CBD legally right now for recreational purposes, it really limits us in the hemp industry, because you also have THC. And a lot of people think that people only use THC for getting high, yet THC also has healing properties as well. Pretty much the same healing properties as CBD. And actually, right now, the way that the laws work is, since I'm a farmer, I cannot grow my hemp past 0.03% THC, which is hard to get a high CBD number without getting a high THC number, because those chemicals are in the same plant. It's like telling you to grow an apple, but it can't be too sweet.
Right.
It's kind of hard to do that. Exactly. And honestly, the sweeter, the more nutrients is probably in it.
Right.
So the same thing with the plant. The higher the levels, the more nutrients is in the plant.
Right.
And so one of the biggest things right now is trying to keep people lobbying behind getting these laws rolled back behind THC levels. Because if we can get higher THC levels in our plants, then we can grow better healing products for these people. A lot of people would tell me that have chronic pain, it did help, yet it didn't help as much as I wish it would.
Gotcha.
And I would know that, you know, it's a low level of CBD, because the simple fact that the way it has to be farmed, you can't really have a high level of CBD without a high level of THC.
Right. Gotcha. Well, that makes sense. Well, as far as, because of course, you know, like you said, in the beginning of the year, you had a goal to open a store, and you about to open that store. What are some other, I guess you say, visions that you have or goals that you have for the next couple years coming up with your businesses? Right.
So right now, what we're doing with 40 Villages is creating, like I said before, market space for Black and brown businesses and locally owned businesses.
So is 40 Villages, is that going to be like the store you're opening?
Yes.
Okay.
So 40 Villages is actually the owning name of Taste Honey.
Gotcha.
That is my actual LLC, and we have a DBA for Taste Honey.
Gotcha.
So 40 Villages is my way of being able to tap in different Black and brown owned businesses with each other. So for instance, right now what we're doing is working in the supply chain area. So I have friends who have clothing companies, and also people who are farmers. And so in the store right now, we're planning to have the different Black and brown owned clothes and shoes, as well as the different Black and brown owned fresh produce. And then, you know, people are going to need coffee when they come to my store, right? So I've been talking to people like working on pretty much having Black owned coffee from Brewers Cafe in there as well. And so in the next 4 years, where we see ourselves being is owning a warehouse space in Black and brown communities. That would it would be collaboration space for different Black and brown and locally owned businesses to run out of it. So you would have still the supply chain where we're plugging in Black drivers to Black businesses that need things hauled, and then you would have maybe some holistic healing businesses in there as well. Along with right now we're working on we have one of the warehouses that we're looking at right now, we're working on also having studio space set up, because we have a Black-owned record label coming up that they need their own studio space to be able to build. And so we're making sure that we have space for that. And then we also are doing a nonprofit aspect where we will be doing a housing project for the local homeless people who need jobs, and more particularly the local homeless young people, because there's a lot of homeless young people that we don't focus on. And basically there'll be tiny homes right outside of each and every warehouse that we have. There'll be a community of tiny homes where those people who work with those businesses that we plug them into will have somewhere to stay for a second to be able to get themselves together. Right. So
no, that's dope.
Yeah, we're really tapping into that and creating a team where we can really like put all of this stuff into a conceptualized plan. Yeah. So, you know, it brings in a lot of different moving pieces. Sure. Right now, you know, we're just building a team of different Black-owned businesses. We don't like to hire people. Right. We believe that everyone should be able to work for themselves. So even down to the cash register, to the person working the cash register at the store, they would have their own LLC to run that cash register. Right. You know, and they would be learning how to run their business from working that cash register, and just things of that nature. So
that's going to stimulate a whole nother economy, like
exactly
for them,
exactly,
for the collective as well.
And what we do is we work in the barter system. We don't work in paying. So, you know, if I need something from another business, a lot of businesses that I work with, you know, they may have certain products that I need, and then since I farm hemp and I also have honey, a lot of them need that as well. So we do a lot of bartering that way, and we save so much money and still are able to make money off of what we need to do. And it helps Black businesses, and a lot of people don't realize that back when, you know, we were in the Reconstruction era, that was how Black businesses thrived, off of the bartering system. And so, you know, we really stand on bringing that back to the Black community again.
That's dope. So do you I know right now you're pretty much focused on the communities in your home area.
Yes.
Do you have further goals maybe down the line to expand to like different cities, different states?
Yes. It's funny, a lot of people have been asking me, you know, did you move to California? And I keep telling them not yet. Not yet. Yet California is definitely the next place that we're looking at right now. Because we have a lot of business friends out there who a lot of them may be from Mexico, or they have family in Mexico, and, you know, they may have crops and things like that they need to get up to California, and they would rather go through a Black-owned trucking company, things like that. So we're working with them right now to get Black truckers to haul, you know, their peppers and things like that from Tijuana to San Diego and things like that. So that's the next part of expansion that we're looking into, and eventually, once we get enough revenue going in California, we'll also be opening up warehouses out there.
Yeah, long term, that's dope though. It's good that like you already have that vision, because you have that to work toward. And like one of my mottos is like, you take it one day at a time.
Yes.
But it's like, if you don't know what your to do is for the next day, you lost. You have nothing to work towards. So that's dope that you had that vision already.
I appreciate that, because, you know, I look at it the same way. You know what I'm saying? We actually aim to call the warehouses blessings and lessons, because we feel like, you know, this process of learning what we want to do in general came with a lot of blessings and lessons. You know, we made some moves, made some investments that we thought were going to be, you know, that was going to be, you know, the thing that was going to set us up right, and we realized that was not the move at all. Yet that was a lesson. And then we had some moves that we made that went perfect. You know, God worked it out exactly how we needed it to, and that was a blessing. And so from there, we say, you know, we have to continue to just keep this model of blessings and lessons moving in our communities. You know what I'm saying? Let people know that, you know, you can come to this place of blessings and lessons and get your lesson about how to build your own blessing, how to build your own business and things like that. But yeah, you know, I'm a firm believer that, you know, if you want to hear God laugh, you tell him what do you say? If you want to hear God laugh, you tell him your plans.
So, well, bro, appreciate you chopping it with us today. Let everybody know where they can find you, websites, social media, and everything like that.
So, appreciate you guys for watching me spill my life out about my businesses. You can find me on Instagram at TheBeePlug. That's T-H-E-E, like Megan Thee Stallion. T-H-E-E-B-E-E-P-L-U-G. I'll have my 40 Village page as well as my Taste Honey page tagged right there in my bio. You can follow both of those. Hey, DM me. You'll find my email on there. You can also email me at 40villagemail. That's 40villagemail@gmail.com. If you have any questions about how you can collaborate, how you can become a beekeeper, how you can become a farmer, whether it's hemp or not hemp, or how you can just start your own business in general, contact me. I more than likely have the tools, and I more than likely have the people that can help you. Please, let's get this thing going.
Yes, sir. And just like that, man. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to my guy right here. We out.
Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today.